Hi, Neil O'Brien here, and I'm about to share with you the most effective marketing strategy I've ever used in my 22 years in business. This brought me a stream of referrals for years and years and years. Absolutely brilliant. 90% conversion rate. Now, health warning, government health warning, you probably won't use this. Okay. I've shared this with hundreds of business owners over the years, and it's worked really well for many of them. But I'd say 9 out of 10 people will find a reason not to do this, even though it'll work brilliantly and we all love referrals. So it's a bit of a mystery, but I'm going to share with you, and I strongly encourage you to try this out. So there's 14 steps to turn your clients into a powerful sales team. If you remember the Ice Bucket Challenge a few years ago, swept the globe, and how that worked is somebody got dunked in cold water in their back garden, filmed it, and then nominated 3 people. The reason it went viral is because it was tapping into people's network of three, their network of friends. And referrals and clients is a little bit like this. So the first thing is, a lot of people say, well, when's the best time to ask for a referral? You do that when you've had a win. Okay. So if you've got a tangible result, like in my case, recently I had a client get 50,000 in extra profits. They're happy. So if you get a win with a client, if they're thanking you for something, it's a good time to ask. Now, how do you ask? I would say something like this: Mr. or Mrs. Client, I wonder if you can do me a favor. I'm looking to sign 1 or 2 new clients. I get a lot of my new clients through referrals from existing clients. So would it be okay if I asked you if you know anyone who'd like to get 50,000 net profit into their bank account? Would that be okay? They're going to say, fine, absolutely. Now, you need to be specific when you're asking for a referral. You don't want any referral. You want a good referral for you. So let's say my client, John, is an engineer with sales of 2 million, employing 30 people. I'm going to be saying to John, I'd love another client just like you. Do you know anybody, engineer, architect, QS, who's got sales of about 2 million, maybe employing 20 to 50 people? And then I'm going to shut up. Now, if John doesn't think of anyone, I'm going to say to him, just one person, be persistent. You might need to prompt them. You might need to say, okay, John, what about customers? What about suppliers? What about business neighbors? You be persistent, be specific, and be persistent, and they will more than likely think of somebody. Now, if they think of somebody, you need to suss out to make sure they're a good match. If they say to you, I know an architect, and their sales are only 500,000, and you want an architect with sales of at least 2 to 5 million, then that's not a good match. So make sure you keep going at this until you get a good match, and you will. And then I'll say to my client, John, is it okay if I ask for this person's first name? They'll say Paul. Let's say Paul. Okay. Do you know when you might be meeting Paul or talking with him again? Now, if the client is going to meet Paul on Friday, that's great. If not, I'd say, again, could you do me a favor? Would you mind phoning Paul and talking to him about the work we've done together? Now, uh, when John says he'll phone him or meet him, commit to a certain date. So if he's going to phone him, when do you think you might get a chance to phone him? And he says, okay, 2 o'clock on Friday. Brilliant. Okay, 2 o'clock on Friday. Great. So now, John, what I'd like you to say to Paul is tell him about the work we've done together and how you've got 50,000 net profit into your business. Ask him, would he be interested in getting that same result, 50,000, into his business bank account? And if he is, then you ask him, would it be okay if I give him a call? So tell him about the win we've had. Is he interested in the same result? And would it be okay if I give him a call? Would that be okay, John? And John will say, absolutely fine. Brilliant. Agree to follow up. So you think maybe 2 o'clock on Friday you'll get a chance to phone him. Brilliant. Would it be okay so if I gave you a call maybe Monday afternoon? Yeah, maybe 2 o'clock. Would that be okay? Brilliant. So I have it in my diary. John knows I'm going to be phoning him, and he's committed to phoning Paul. Now I'll phone John at 2 o'clock on the Monday. This is all these steps are really important. I'll phone John and say, John, do you get a chance to talk to Paul? If he did, brilliant. I'd say, is Paul interested in talking to me? Yes, he is, Neil. Brilliant. Is it okay if I get Paul's number? Boom. Get Paul's number. And as soon as I'm off the phone with John, I'm going to be phoning Paul. Now, if John didn't get a chance, my client John didn't get a chance to phone Paul, I'll say, go through the same process. When do you think you might be able to phone him? Oh, 3 o'clock on Wednesday. Great. Would I phone you maybe Thursday morning? Would that be okay? And follow up with John. Now, if John has spoken to Paul and he's, wants to get a call from me, I'm going to be phoning Paul straight away and I will meet Paul. And my conversion rate from this, because I tracked it over a couple of years, was absolutely insane. About 90%. Why is that? Because my client is not only marketing for me, finding somebody, they're warming them up. Because John is going to tell Paul about the great win we've had. Now, if Paul says, yes, he'd like to get the same result, yes, he's interested in talking to me, then he's 80 or 90% converted already. So, and don't worry, the first couple of times I tried this, it didn't actually work for me. The third time I tried it, I got 2 new clients and I was off and running. So give it a go. Don't worry about all the reasons you tell yourself why it won't work. You can't do it. Oh, it's too pushy. It's not pushy. If you've got a good win for their client, we like helping people. You're asking your client to help you get another client. So give it a go. And no doubt that will work really well for your business. Okay. Thanks for listening.